Push on the beat.
Right, 27 August 2025, and today I'm happy to be giving you the morning update that is on the trending story since this morning. So the biggest trending story today is the Lungu family, and we briefly talked about it this morning. That is the wife and her family, the sons and daughters. They have lost at the Constitutional Court of South Africa, where they attempted to get direct access. And they've now given more detail on the next steps, which was given by Makebi Zulu on a Diamond breakfast this morning or yesterday morning. So it is clear that the Lungu family still has to fight or want to fight. And they've indicated that they want to go back to the High Court. So we're expecting them to go back to the High Court. They've also indicated that they're open to a dialogue which has been proposed by the government of Zambia. So the government of Zambia, through the acting secretary to the cabinet, Patrick Kangwa, have approached the family of Lungu, and they are open, as they've always been. So the government of Zambia has held multiple dialogues, and they've requested multiple dialogues with the family of Lungu, which have not been accepted. And the Lungu family has preferred to go to court, and they've been losing at court multiple times. So the Lungu family has lost at court multiple times. They've also attempted to bypass the court process through going directly to the Constitutional Court. They had multiple applications in front of the court, including at the Supreme Court and at the Constitutional Court and at the High Court of South Africa. So they don't believe in the justice system of Zambia. That is what they've said. Makebi have said it also, that they do not believe in the law of Zambia. They prefer the law of South Africa. However, there are fresh demands. So that is the purpose of my discussion this morning. The fresh demand made after the loss at the Constitutional Court is that the government of Zambia must now go back to the agreement when there was a failure to take the body from South Africa to Zambia. So at that point, there was an agreement where the Lungu family would be in charge of the burial, of the repatriation, of moving the body. And at no point was President Hakainde Hichilema supposed to handle the body or be present or officiate. So that good agreement that had been given by the Zambian government was rejected by the Lungu family. Now, according to Makebi Zulu, they now want that agreement. So that's what they want now. They want the Zambian government, which has won in court. So the Zambian government has been given the permission to take the body, repatriate it, and bury it through a state funeral without worrying about the Lungu family. That's a court ruling. According to Makebi Zulu, he's saying that is not okay. They now want to go back to the agreement, the written agreement which they rejected in court. They want to go back to that agreement, and then the government of Zambia must give up their rights, which has been asserted in court, and the Lungu family must be allowed to carry the body from South Africa, to take it to Zambia, not to have President Hakainde Hichilema there, and bury it according to the agreed notes of the agreement that has been given, or the concession that has been given by the government of Zambia. The government of Zambia has given so many concessions to the Lungu family. And if we're in court, you understand that they even gave more concessions during argument. They agreed to give Esther Lungu the pension. They agreed to give Esther Lungu a car. They agreed to reinstate all the benefits of President or the late President Edgar Lungu. But that was not accepted. So the family of Lungu is playing hardball. They are continuing to play hardball, and they do not want to recognize President Hakainde Hichilema. So what makes things worse is that they do not want to accept that there is a president in Zambia who's got constitutional rights and who's got a constitutional mandate. So President Hakainde Hichilema is not claiming something that he's just wanting, that he wants to go to the funeral and he wants to stand there and officiate. It's in the law of Zambia that the president of Zambia has certain duties that they must perform at a state function. So once that has been asserted in court, you can't then say, give up your rights that are given by the Constitution and allow us, because we are the family, to take all your duties and at the same time continue to lie about President Hakainde Hichilema. What Makebi is saying about President Hakainde Hichilema is total lies. There is no victimization that took place of President Edgar Lungu. And it is clear that the person who actually victimized the other is President Edgar Lungu and his government threw in jail President Hakainde Hichilema for so long when he was an opposition leader. He was being hunted. He could not campaign openly. And Zambia became like a military state leading up to his victory. It is well known, well documented. So what they're trying to do is to rewrite history and at the same time wasting the court's time. So they are wasting the resources of South Africa with a court case that has been ruled multiple times against their favor. And at the same time, they have been given everything they want. And now the government of Zambia is once again approached them for a negotiation. So the Zambian government is approached them for a negotiation. And what they're saying is that the government of Zambia must write down everything. So the government of Zambia must write down everything before they even meet and say, this is our offer. Whereas an agreement or a discussion is one side meets with the other. We say, where do we agree? We take away everything we agree and say, this is where we don't agree. But the Lungu family, what they want, particularly Makebi, what he wants is the Zambian government must come with a paper with all agreeing with everything that the family of Lungu is saying. And if they don't have that paper, which has got everything that they want, no discussion. And I think that is a total wrong approach. And eventually, they will lose so badly in court because each court is going to assert the right of the Zambian government and the Zambian law. And they will eventually end up with less than if they just took what the Zambian government is offering them, which is a negotiation, a dignified burial, and participation by the family of Lungu. In fact, I believe that the government of Zambia is going to say, let's go back to that original agreement, because remember, the people who stopped the burial, the repatriation, is the Lungu family. I was there at the airport. You saw me standing there at the airport. The airplane was parked. They didn't bring the body. It's them who stopped everything. So now they can't say, let's go back to what was agreed. The court is wrong. So they're saying the court is wrong to give the judgment to the government of Zambia to say the sheriff should go and take the body. With this kind of approach, what do you think the courts will do? They can't sit there every month ruling on the same thing over and over and over. So now you go to the High Court, from High Court you go to Supreme Court, and everyone is ruling, and time is moving. And all this is challenging the legitimacy of President HH. That's what they're doing, they're challenging the legitimacy of President HH for no reason. Right, I think the problem is clear, and Veronica have said clearly, the problem is the family. Right now, someone needs to bring them to order and say, you can't be moving around in South African courts. If they want to challenge Zambian law, go and challenge it in Zambia. Take the body to Zambia. There is no question about it. No one wants the body in South Africa. In fact, it was made clear in court that President Edgar Lungu, before he died, never said he wanted to be buried in South Africa. So whose instruction are they following? Who do they want to, or what are they trying to do when they're saying he must be buried in South Africa? So clearly, we are now at another point where we are going to have to watch I know for a fact that the Zambian government has done their best to deal with this matter. And President HH has done his best. Many African presidents have done their best. And the family has still played hardball. So on this one, I give it to the Zambian government. President HH has done his best on everything about this matter. And the family of Lungu must now be advised to take the body out of South Africa and take it to Zambia and have the man get buried. You cannot have someone from 5 June, now we're in August, he's not buried. That is terrible. And on top of that, they are making fresh demands. They are going to the funeral parlor and tell them, don't show the body. Even doctors are not allowed to look at the body. This is crazy. I've never seen anything of this nature in my whole life. And the family needs to be given that advice, proper advice, not what they're getting right now from political players. So political players are using the body to make or to gain political mileage, and also to try and embarrass President Hakainde Hichilema. So I think we've covered it. I'm going to be out on this matter for now. I'll give you an update as soon as the papers are filed. So as soon as the High Court file is a change, I'll let you guys know what has happened, what has been updated. Because remember, the court case was adjourned. So that is the application for leave to appeal to the Supreme Court of Appeal was adjourned to let this direct appeal go ahead. So now let's see what happens next. I'll let you guys know as soon as there's a movement or a date for the next hearing of the High Court, and then we'll take it from there. But I believe that they're going to have to negotiate, and the family must be advised properly. The government of Zambia is giving them everything they want. They must just take it and then move out of South Africa. South Africa is not their country. It's another country. And it's an embarrassment to have this situation. So I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And I really love Zambia. Zambia is doing very well. And I wish that people would respect what President HH is doing. Such a great job. And it's been very calm, this whole situation. It takes so long and so much resources are sending people to South Africa, up and down and up and down. It's crazy. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'll see you again a little bit later as we discuss Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is currently holding a Politburo meeting. And I'm just waiting for him to make a speech, and then we'll be on it. Thank you very much, and a good day.